Hello, welcome to another episode of Montana Shares, your opportunity to find out about the nonprofits that make our state great. I'm your host, Bill Crane, and today we have Liann with Montana Supporting Military.
Hello.
So we're going to dive in shortly to Christmas for the troops, but let's start with what does Montana Supporting Military do in general?
We send care packages all throughout the year to deploy troops with all the branches all over the world. It's been quite a geography lesson the last 16 years for sure. And we also send supplies for the military working dogs, because they have very, very important roles over there. And the wounded, we find out any that are wounded from Montana or ones that we are currently supporting the wounded. We've had that happen a few times. We take care of them when they get to Walter Reed and send care packages to them there. And then when they come home, we've helped with home modifications and different needs that they have to make their house accessible. So and then we take care of the families as well. You know, it's hard for them having a loved one deployed, and most all of us have had someone that has deployed, and just being there for them and answering questions and helping them know how to do a care package, what to send, what not to send. So we do a little bit of everything.
Okay. So where are we at? We're mid-October, and it's time to think about Christmas now.
Yes. Christmas for us starts about the end of August. We're in the middle of our Christmas for the Troops drive. We have collection boxes around Helena at Vans Thriftway, Super One, or excuse me, we will be at Super One, but Precision Embroidery and Mr. Wise Cleaners, we have boxes there all the time throughout the year. And we're at Safeway, the 1889 Coffee House, and then we also have a giving tree at the main Stockman Bank on Cedar. And there's a little stocking ornaments with a few items on there. People can take a stocking and get those items and bring them back unwrapped. And then we're going to be on the 25th that evening at Super One. We were going to go there in November, and they're booked every weekend in November. It's a popular place, but we always do real well there. People come in and we give them short lists. They can get a few things and give them to us on the way out. It's easy for them and easy for us. And then we also have Missoula Aging Services. They're collecting items, have been for the past month or so. And then Kalispell as well, the community is collecting items, and they'll get those to us. So it's great being part of Montana Shares, because we're not just Helena. We do stuff all around the state, and having that recognition really helps. And people want to help support the troops, they just don't know how, so we give them a way to do that.
Right. I was just out at Stockman Bank this morning, do a presentation kicking off Workplace Giving with United Way, and probably saw the tree and everything.
Yes.
So great. Let's go back. You said there was a list. All your permanent locations also have a list of things that are great that the troops need. So what kind of examples can you give us of that?
Well, the main things this time of year are jerky, especially the high country jerky, because it's excellent jerky, and it's Montana. We like to promote Montana as much as we can, and they love it. So, and fleece blankets, you know, whether they're out and they want to put it underneath them on the ground, use it for a pillow, or the wounded in the hospitals in Bagram and Kandahar, we send things over for the wounded troops, and they really like having the fleece blankets too. So those are, you know, fairly cheap, and they're lightweight enough to send. And nuts in small packages, you know, so they can stuff them in their pocket. And we'll make up a mix of things in a quart bag with some dried fruit and nuts and protein bars, and so the small ones work well. And like I say, protein bars and socks, crew socks, wool socks. And then the small travel toiletries. I heard recently that a lot of the hotels are switching. They aren't going to be having those anymore. They're doing the dispensers. So people have some at home, you know, we can use them.
Okay. Hopefully when they're clearing out their inventory and switching over, they could just send all that remains.
Yes. Yeah, we've worked with a few hotels when we're running low, and they'll give us a case of shampoo or lotion, or the liquid body wash is really nice. They don't have to pack a slimy bar of soap with them. So.
Okay. So that's the types of things they need. So let's talk about the troops. How many do you serve in general?
It averages about 700 up to 1,000 throughout the year, as some come back, more go over, their rotation. And about 150 somewhere in there from Malmstrom Air Force Base in Great Falls, the Red Horse Engineering Squadron, they just deployed, and they do just phenomenal work. They go around the world and they're putting in canals for fresh water to a village. They do roads, runways, put up buildings. They do all kinds of engineering work. And then the 189th Aviation, the National Guard unit, is deploying this weekend. And there's over 300 of them. So, and they're from all around the state, and most everybody, I'm sure, knows someone deployed. So, and with that, during the year, reach out to their families if you know their family. See if they want to come over for dinner, offer to take care of the kids so they can get away and have some time to themselves. And if they need home repairs, or, the troops can do their job better if they know their families are taken care of back home. And it means a lot to families. They may not ask, so reach out to them.
And these aren't short deployments. These are several months. These are 9 months or something.
I think it's even longer than that for the 189th. Yeah. I think. So, and then it's ongoing. The Special Force unit. It started quite often. It's with the 20th Group out of Alabama, and we've met a lot of those guys when they come out to the fort to train. And we've done dinners for them, and it's just, they'll rotate in and out, and so we always take care of them. And then we'll get requests through our website from other ones, and we just recently got done, I think they should be home by now, some Marines, and one of them was from Montana. And so it's a variety of troops that we do take care of, and it's amazing. We'll get a letter, we'll send to someone, we'll get a letter back and say, I'm from Montana, and I was just so thrilled when I saw this box that said it was from Montana come. And, we weren't even sending to them, but they were attached to that unit. So it just means so much to their morale to keep them knowing that the people support them back home.
So we should probably talk about support on this end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
We've talked about things that can be done. You also have, I believe, time and money aspects that we should chat about.
Yes. A lot of the funding has gone away. We used to get lots of donations of items and monetary donations, and that's kind of, some people say, well, you aren't still sending things, are you? And I'm like, oh yes. It's just as many or more than what we were, and it's going to be a long-term thing. And we're all volunteer, and we do everything by grants, donations, and so having the community support for that is imperative.
And do you still need volunteers to help package and prep these packages that send off?
And some people, they can just help once in a while, and that's great. I mean, there's lots of different ways, and if they can't come and help, or if they're from out of town, writing letters is just as important. Getting a handwritten letter, or some people love to make cards. There's some phenomenal cards that people have given us, and they like to do that, and then they just can mail those to us, like I say, if they are from out of town. But we've been going to Carroll College retirement homes with some of the schools, and we'll get some from various, like the Boys and Girls Club around the state, and different places will be sending us Christmas cards, and we'll distribute those so each location gets a few, and then from that location, and so we'll be sending a lot of Christmas cards. And if people can, there's like I say, they can help the families of the deployed too. And they can get together and have their own collection drive or card making or something, and they can take a list, and each person I'll bring some toiletries or some tuna packs in the pouch are real popular too. And each person will bring something, and then they put that all together, and then we can send it over for them. So there's lots of different ways that they can help, and so they can just get a hold of us.
And so the monetary aspect really is probably a lot of it is just to cover shipping on all this stuff.
Yes.
So let's talk about the expense that's incurred there.
It is getting now, its average is about $45, $50 for a box for postage. That's our biggest expense.
And how many boxes do you typically send? Let's put this in perspective.
For Christmas, well, on average, I mean, we can go in there with 20 boxes, and because we send enough for everybody, we'll say, okay, when we get the email or the Facebook message from them, or we'll say, how many are in your unit, platoon, because we aren't going to send to just one person, and we're not going to send to 15 and find out there's 20. We want to make sure they all get something, because that's a big thing too, is why part of the reason I started it is of the ones that they sit there and watch the other guys get, open their boxes and they don't get anything. So we want to make sure everybody has something that we send. So we don't send the little flat rate boxes. We send bigger boxes, and it averages when we go to the post office probably around $400, and for Christmas we'll be spending thousands of dollars. And that's another big issue. The trucking company that used to haul, we'd have 3 pallets of the Christmas boxes, and they'd haul them from here to their New Jersey terminal, because Air Force and Army packages go out of New York. So that saves us thousands of dollars. So that's that much more we're going to have to cover for shipping this year.
Okay. So they can go to your website
Yes.
and send checks. They can donate to Montana Sporting Military through Workplace Giving with Montana Shares.
Right.
And there's a definite need for it, right?
Yes, and on our website too, we do have PayPal. So people, some people like to do that instead of sending a check. So there's different ways that they can donate monetarily.
Okay. Anything else we haven't covered?
We need to have things, put the timeline in perspective. We have to have everything ready to ship by November 15th. So.
Okay. Coming right up.
Yes.
Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, it's coming way too fast. But that isn't, it's not like we're going to send at Christmas and we're done. We'll be sending later on. So if people do, they can't do it right then, or if they want to make a, year-end donation or something, we will be sending.
Still get put to good use.
And then we send our next big push. We'll be sent before then, but our next big push is May for Military Appreciation Month.
Okay.
So.
Well, super.
All right.
Thank you for being on the show, as always.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a wonderful day. And
as
you
well.
guys, thank you for tuning in. You have a wonderful day as well.